all of the long hours and hard work we have done together to write a farm bill that makes sense for farmers, ranchers, rural communities, and American taxpayers and consumers. This has been a long and winding road with more to come, and I greatly appreciate our partnership. I'd now like to recognize Senator Roberts.
It is a privilege to be with you here today as we mark up the Agriculture Reform _Reform Food and Jobs Act of 2012. I thank you for your comments, and I return the compliment. This legislation represents the final product of numerous hearings, many hearings, and months of discussions as we work to write a new farm bill during the most difficult budget climate in our nation's history. I am proud to say that we have put together a bipartisan bill that strengthens and preserves the safety net for our farmers and ranchers, and truly it was an effort in a bipartisan way. Still, I want to underscore what the chairwoman has said. We are still providing $24.7 billion in deficit reduction under this mark as drafted. I don't know of any other committee that has done this. We did this previously with the super committee, and now we're doing it again. And so in terms of deficit reduction, I think we're standing up to our responsibilities. Let me repeat it. The Senate Ag Committee has drafted a bill that voluntarily provides $24.7 billion in deficit reduction. We have eliminated, as you have indicated, Madam Chairman, 4 commodity programs, rolled them into one while saving approximately $15 billion from farm safety net programs without really disturbing the safety net. 23 conservation programs are streamlined into 13 while saving nearly $6.4 billion. $4 billion is saved in the nutrition title. 15 program authorizations are eliminated in the rural development title, eliminating over $1 billion of authorized spending over 10 years. 2 programs are combined and another 2 eliminated in specialty crops. $1.2 billion in mandatory money is transferred to discretionary in the energy title. 5 programs are eliminated in the forestry title, reducing authorizations by at least $20 million. And over 60 authorizations are eliminated from the research title, reducing authorizations by at least $770 million over 5 years. Madam Chairman, that is $24.7 billion, or if you're writing it in the press, almost $25 billion, in mandatory savings, at least $1.8 billion in reduced discretionary authorizations, and at least 96 programs or authorizations eliminated. That's the speech I think we're going to probably have to give on the floor of the Senate when we get the bill to the floor of the Senate to prove to the critics that this is a reform bill. No other committee in the House or Senate has voluntarily undertaken programmatic and funding reforms at this level in this budget climate. This is not only a reform bill, it is one that strengthens and preserves our farm risk management, our conservation, our research, and our rural community programs. We have strengthened and preserved the crop insurance program. That is the #1 priority of virtually every producer that testified before our committee. #1, without question. Any region that we went to, every hearing that we've had, crop insurance in behalf of farmers and ranchers in the ag lending community, that's been #1. We've streamlined our commodity programs while reducing the complexity for the producer. We've updated the acreage upon which support is based to reflect more recent cropping patterns. And that's a point I really want to discuss a little bit more. In recent days, it has seemed there has been a little confusion here in the capital region. It seems that some think we should write farm safety net programs and allocate their funding by commodity group or organization. If all you did was listen to these groups, you'd think we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. I understand that the elimination of direct payments is a big deal to many commodities. Well, I originally authorized that program back in 1996. One of the biggest beneficiaries of the program has been wheat, especially in Kansas. But the taxpayers have been clear in this budget climate. Why should Congress defend a program based on planting acreages established over 25 years ago? Yes, the elimination of direct payments means the end of many wheat payments in Kansas and other wheat-producing areas. But that does not mean Kansas producers will no longer have a farm safety net. Quite the contrary, they'll have a strong risk management program. It will just be for different crops. Why am I saying that? Because when base acres were established 25 years ago, Kansas planted 2.8 million acres of corn, 4.2 million acres of sorghum, 1.6 acres of soybeans, 12.1 million acres of wheat. In the most recent 3-year period, however, the reality period in which we live, Kansas farmers, and in other states very similarly, planted 4.6 million acres of corn, 2.6 million acres of sorghum, 4 million acres of soybeans, and 8.8 million acres of wheat. That's 4.9 million fewer acres of wheat, sorghum, and 4.2 million more acres of corn and soybeans. Now, these acreage shifts have occurred because farmers made those decisions, not Washington. Our producers have planted for the domestic and the international market. Money is shifting among many commodities because farmers are farming differently throughout the states on this committee. It is not shifting because we are intentionally picking winners and losers. I am very proud of this legislation. We've worked hard to put together not the best possible bill, but the best bill possible under difficult circumstances. We performed our duty to taxpayers by cutting deficit spending, while at the same time strengthening and preserving the programs so important to agriculture and rural America. And we've done it, again, Madam Chairman, in a bipartisan fashion. Thank you for bringing us to this point today, and let's pass this farm bill.
Well, thank you very, very much for your comments. And now we want to hear from members, and as we do with a markup,